Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Paul. I have been living and working abroad for more than 19 years, and today in this video we're going to cover a heartbreaking phone call, a real authentic phone call from a British pensioner currently living and struggling in the UK today. So what I'll do is I will play the phone call and the video first. Let's listen to it, it's not long, and then after that I'll go back through it, pause it, and give you my reaction to each point that she makes. It's pretty shocking stuff, and I'm afraid it gives a real indication of how things are going today in the UK. All right, let's listen to the video in 3, 2, 1.
I started work at 15 and worked till I was 60. And I'm 80 years old. I'm a widow. I live alone. And my winter fuel payment is I'm losing. I've got text on my pension. I got a letter from the pension people. They're texting me on my pension. And there's talk of the council tax, single person allowance being taken. So my fuel provider gave me two bills this year. February was nearly £500, £494.24. And April's was £395.02. And I paid the April one up somehow, but the £494 one I'm having to pay monthly, to try and work it off. But I've cancelled my TV licence today, so this is my last chance to speak with you on this channel. And I want you to know that I'm not the only pensioner like it.
All right, folks, so you've managed to listen to that conversation, that heartbreaking phone call that she's made to the TV show. Let's go back to the start, and I'll pause it after a certain moment.
I started work at 15 and worked till I was 60. And I'm 80 years old. I'm a widow. I live alone.
Okay, so for context, this lady is 80 years old. She is an old age pensioner currently living alone in the UK as a widow. Now, I'm not sure if it's a house or an apartment that she lives in, but it's her own home. Now, she has been working in the UK from the age of 15 all the way up until the age of 60. That is 45 years, folks, of paying into the system. We should be thanking her for her hard work, but instead our government are taking more away from her. Not only are the general population under attack from the government, the old age pensioners are under attack. The people that are most frail, weakest to the elements, they are being punished just so our government can get some more budget money to give away to other countries. Let's keep going.
Fuel payment is I'm losing.
Okay, so she's losing her winter fuel payment. An 80-year-old widow living alone is losing her winter fuel payment. For context, what is a winter fuel payment, Paul? I hear you asking. Well, this is money that the government gave out, I think it was maybe 2 years ago, and it was to help pensioners heat their homes during winter. As you all know, the UK is one of the most incredibly expensive places to live in the world. It's got crazy high energy costs, and these costs are felt by everyone. All pensioners were given a winter fuel payment. Now, that payment was crucial for them to give them peace of mind and to cover these high energy costs, okay? Now, they brought in a means-tested stipulation recently, which basically cut off a number of pensioners from this winter fuel payment. If you don't earn the certain amount, or if you earn a little bit more than the certain amount, you are being completely and utterly punished by losing all of the winter fuel payment. Now, pensioners are not safe from government cuts, as we now know. The UK winter fuel payments were means tested, and that came in recently in 2024, and it will continue to do so. Now, many pensioners will no longer receive it, and that for them is a nightmare. Over 10 million pensioners will not receive this payment from winter of 2024, and the government expects to save a whopping £1.3 billion last year from this initiative. So I want to give a high five, right? Because I know that's what they're doing in Westminster right now with their shirts and their ties and talking about how the country is saving money. High five, guys. Wonderful effort. Attack the elderly, attack the pensioners, attack the people that have brought this country up. Now, savings are expected to reach 1.5 billion in the following years, and the UK government is essentially cutting support for the elderly while claiming budget savings to the people. Now, where are these budget savings going? Where is this money going that they're taking from our elderly? The support that they're now no longer providing, it is going out of the country. It's not going to raise the quality of life of British people. It's not going to make the future better for the British people or Britain in general. And it's most certainly not going into infrastructure in the country. It's not going into the NHS. It's not going into education. It is not going anywhere. It is going out of the country. That is why I said in my previous videos, we as British citizens are the enemy. Let's keep going.
A letter from the pension people. They're taxing me on my pension.
Taxing on your pension, is this even a thing, folks? You work your whole life, work hard, you pay into the system, you pay your taxes. And yet that money that you put into your pension that you're entitled to, you're getting taxed on that when you reach that age. Incredible.
Because the council tax, single person allowance been taken.
Council tax is extremely high in the UK, and what it covers is it covers things like getting your bins taken. It covers things like when you're living in a communal area, the grass will be cut. These little details will be covered by council tax. Now, every person that owns a home in the UK will have to pay that. It's a crazy amount of money, and for a person who is single and living alone, they currently get a 25% cut in the council tax. I don't think it's enough. I think it should be at least 50% if you live alone. But there was a rumour of the government taking this 25% cut away. Thankfully, it was just a rumour, and they haven't.
Provider gave me two bills this year. February was nearly £500, £494.24. And April's was £395.02. And I paid the April one up somehow, but the £494 one I'm having to pay monthly.
This poor old lady, 80 years old, living alone, pensioner, she has a bill of £900 for heating. I'll repeat that, folks. £900 a year on heating without any help from the government. And in the most part, I imagine living alone as a widow at 80 years old, you're going to spend your time in probably one room specifically. So this £900 payment is for one room and maybe the bedroom at night before she goes to bed. That is extortionate. That is robbery. It's crazy. I cannot imagine how much a family of 4 or 5 have to pay in the UK. Is this what it's come to, folks? That you can't even heat your house in the UK? This poor old lady is now having to pay monthly to try and cover the cost of the heating that she's used. She's now in debt.
But I'm cancelling my TV licence today, so this is my last chance.
She's in debt and she's having to cancel things like her TV licence. This TV licence gives you the ability to have a TV in the house and watch it. Now, if you have more than one TV, then you need to get another TV licence. How crazy is that? How much is a TV licence, I hear you ask? Well, currently it is £169.50. That is how much it is to get a TV licence in the UK. It is mandatory. You need it if you watch TV. Now, the TV licence, Paul, come on, for pensioners, it's free for over 75 years old people. No, it's not. It is not. In COVID in 2020, that was scrapped. Okay, at that time, they ended free licenses for all pensioners over the age of 75. However, if you were on pension credit, now pension credit gives you a little boost that helps you survive if you're not making enough money on your pension. If you do not get pension credit, you have to pay the full £169.50 per year for your TV license. Okay, let that sink in. 80 years old and you're paying the full TV license. A family of 4 or 5 who, with parents who are working full time, they'll be paying the same amount as that 80-year-old pensioner. If you do have pension credit, you will get a free TV license. Okay, but if you don't, you have to pay the full whack. Let's say you have a black and white TV. Can you escape? No, you can't. You'll have to pay £57 to watch that black and white TV. They've got you on every loophole. Now, from April this year, they've got the audacity to raise that figure from £169.50 to £174.50. Every little helps, folks. Now, many pensioners, as a result, can no longer afford to have a TV in their home. Now, before I give you some information about how just important a TV is to an old age pensioner, let me just give you a statement from the BBC. The wonderful BBC, okay? A BBC spokesperson said, this is from a Daily Express, "We want everyone to get value from the BBC, which is why we're focused on delivering what audiences want. Trusted news." Yeah, sure, BBC. "Homegrown storytelling and moments that bring us together." Well, how about this moment, BBC, when you charge an old age pensioner £169.50 just to watch it? Is that bringing the community together? I don't think so. Trusted news? Why don't you ask the victims of Jimmy Savile and Hugh Edwards about that? Trusted news, folks? The BBC is something you cannot trust. The British government is something you cannot trust. Now, let's just keep going until the end, and I'll explain about how important a TV is for an old age pensioner.
You to know that I'm not the only pensioner like it.
So this poor old woman is about to start crying and breaking down because she is losing her ability to watch TV. From the day after this phone call was made, she cancelled her TV license, and from that moment she cannot watch TV. She has no access to it. Now, a TV for me and for you is just a device, okay? Same as a phone, same as a tablet. It's just a device, okay? For an old age pensioner, it is companionship, it is comfort, it is their best friend, especially for someone who is a widow at 80 years old and living alone. It is entertainment, it is enjoyment, it is news, it is information, it is cognitive stimulation, it is routine, and it is structure. You have your favourite TV shows in the morning, but also at night and in the afternoon. That is routine, that is structure. That keeps her balanced in her life. She also has connection to the outside world. She may have windows in her house that she can look out to the world, but she doesn't have connection. The TV gives her a window into the world and what's happening. It is crucial for old people to have this, to not feel alone, to not feel abandoned, and to not lose hope. By the BBC charging that much money for a TV license, for the government to take away the winter fuel payments, these are all adding to the woes of the old age pensioners currently in the UK. In conclusion, everybody, many pensioners now face financial hardship and burden due to government policies. Basic needs like heating and TV access are becoming unaffordable and also becoming luxuries. Pensioners who have worked their entire lives, and put money into the system are now struggling to afford to live day to day. This is the reality of living in a broken country. This is the example of living in a broken system. This is the example of living in a country where the government sees you as the enemy. This is the reality of living in broken Britain. Thanks for watching. See you next time.